This is the Neo, an incredibly small lightweight drone from DJI. In this video, I'm going to walk you through all the settings and features and take it outside and do a demo. On this channel, I share all the latest action camera news, reviews, and how-tos, so like and subscribe and learn how to get the most out of your gear. There are time codes down in the description if you're looking for some specific information. Now, let's get started. First things first, you want to remove the gimbal protector. Back here is the power button. To turn the Neo on, you want to press it once and then press it again and hold. And it comes on. And here is the mode button. You press that to switch between the different smart modes. Right now it's set to follow. You press the mode button.
Droney.
Droney.
Circle. Rocket. Spotlight. Boomerang. Follow.
And back again there. Over here we have these dots here. This is the power level, so the battery here is fully charged, so all four of these are lit up. And right over here, the blinking light is the status light of the drone. I'm going to turn this off and show some of the other parts here. To turn it off, press it and then hold. And it's turned off. There are the propeller guards, and that's what allows you to do a palm takeoff and landing, so you don't have to worry about getting your fingers caught in there. You definitely still want to be cautious, but protects there. And these actually are removable. You have these little clips here to remove the propeller guard, and you can change out the blades if you need to replace one of them. Now we'll take a look at the bottom of the drone. Right here on each side is the infrared sensing system, and right in the middle of that is the downward vision system. Here's the battery. It comes off nice and easy here. And now we're looking at the back. We have the USB-C port. You can use this to charge the drone, or you can use it to transfer photos and videos from the drone directly into your computer. That's it for the physical features of the Neo. Now we'll check out the app. I'm in the DJI Fly App, and I got the Neo turned on, and I am going to connect it to the app. We'll go through these app settings. Start up here in the upper right hand corner. We got the Wi-Fi signal. That's how the Neo is connected to the phone. That's your distance if the drone were flying. That's the amount of battery left. Here you have warning signals, and it's been giving me this high altitude ever since I got it. Can't get it to go away. I don't know what that's all about. We have the live screen here, and over on the right hand side are these arrows. And if you go up or down, it moves the gimbal up or down. Right here where it's like the voice bubble, that's to control the Neo with your voice. And after we go through the app, I'm taking it outside and testing everything in real life. So the voice control is pretty interesting, so you're definitely going to see how well that worked. Then here you can pick your mode. Right now it's in follow, tap. There's to control it manually. And here's the other options that are available for the smart snaps. Here is the button to land the drone when it's in flight. Here is the microphone. Another cool feature that I'll be testing out when I take it out here in a couple of minutes is the ability to record audio on your phone while the drone is flying, and it will cut out the sound of the drone so you'll get clean audio. So that's also something I'm really interested in, and we'll see how it does. And right here is the start button to launch it. We're going to go down here to the bottom. Here is the album. and that way you have all your different shots you have recorded in the drone. Here on the lower right hand side is the settings, so tap that. Here you can find information about each smart snap, so you tap that one, and here you can change how close or medium or far the drone will follow you when you do the follow smart snap. You can adjust the height, and it tells you that's for video. And you can check here for the drone. It says the max distance, it'll move back away from you, if it's going to rise away or just move back flat. So each one of those gives you some additional settings you can adjust for the smart snap that you pick. And here we have camera settings. So at 4K you can do 30 frames per second, but if you knock it down to 1080p, now you can go from 30 to 60 frames per second. Color profile, there's only one color profile to choose from. Your encoding format. Here for photos you can do JPEG, and you can choose between two different aspect ratios there, and you can take a 12 megapixel photo. The Neo has internal storage. You have a total of 22 gigs, and here's where you can reformat it if you need to. We go here to more settings, and here we have the IMU normal. I had to look that up. That stands for inertial measurement unit, and that measures and reports the drone's altitude, velocity, altitude changes, g-force, all that type of information, and you can recalibrate that if necessary. Compass, so it knows its direction, you can calibrate that there also. And here we have the battery cycle count. That's how many times this battery has been drained and recharged. Then we look at control. So that tells us, what unit of measurement you want to use based on where you are in the world. In America, we use the imperial. Here is the voice control settings. Another feature I test out and is pretty impressive here is the voice control. And you can turn on the voice control just by giving a phrase, and the drone is on, so we'll see if it works. It says, "Hey, fly."
Here.
That worked. So now this lets you know you can control the drone with voice control when that pops up. Here are all the commands you can give, and typically I found with most cameras and voice control you may have 4, 5, but here you have a lot of different commands you can control with your voice. You can tell it which smart snap to use. When it's following you, you can give it directions. For safety, you can tell it to land or to stop. So you have a lot of different commands here, and you're going to want to see the test of that later on in this video. I won't click on about, it's just general information about your drone. That's where you're going to find the serial number and all that kind of stuff. Now let's get to the fun stuff and test this drone out in the real world. I found an area that's nice and clear. We have plenty of space, a beautiful morning, and we're going to go through the features for the DJI Neo and see them work in real life. We're going to start with palm launching, which is pretty cool. With the palm launch, you don't need to use your phone, remote control, the goggles, nothing like that. All you need to do is launch the Neo from your hand, and it can do a series of what they call smart snaps, which basically prearranged drone moves. We'll go through all those, and we'll see how it works, and we'll test out the audio and a whole lot of other cool things. Before you can do a palm launch using the preset flight controls, you do have to get the Neo set up and connect it to the phone first, so it can do its updates and whatever else it needs to do. So you just can't pull it out of the box and do a palm launch. So make sure you get everything all set up and ready to go before you give it a shot. To do a palm launch, lay your palm out flat, put the Neo on it, and extend your arm out. Then you select the mode you want, hold the mode button, and then it will give an audio verification of what it's going to do, and it will automatically take off and do whatever smart snap you selected. That was the follow mode, and you can adjust how far away or how close it is in the app in your settings. So I just left it at the standard medium, whatever it comes in right out the box, and it worked well. First time, and really happy with it. Let's run through the rest of these. The next one I'm going to try here is called a drone. The Neo should fly back and away from me, and come towards me, recording the whole time. So we'll see how that works. So push the mode button, go to Droney. Here, give the audio confirmation, and let's test it out here.
4 meters. Droney. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, now it's coming back. Awesome. Another one worked really well. Let's see how the next one does. The next smart snap is circle. That one's also pretty self-explanatory. The drone's gonna fly away, point the camera at me, and go in a full circle around and come back. Let's test it out.
2 meters. Circle. 3, 2, 1.
Did a really good job. A little hesitant to want to land on my palm there, but in the manual it does say that it might move up and down and adjust as it gets to your palm, but ultimately it did it. Another one was successful. One important thing to remember is that this does not have any obstacle avoidance sensors in it, so you got to be careful what is around you when you decide to send it into the smart snaps, because whatever you tell it to do is just going to do. So you want to make sure there's no trees around, no power lines, nothing that is going to cause any kind of damage to a property around you or to the drone itself. But with these propeller guards, the drone seems to be pretty solid, so you want to keep that in mind, especially when it's doing following and some of these other moves. You really want to make sure you have a lot of space around you, or it's close enough that you can do something if it is going to get to something dangerous. It's super convenient not to have to use an app or anything, which is one of the main reasons that I got this. Is I do a lot of outdoor content and I want to be able to grab my backpack, put this out, get the shot I want, put it back in my backpack and get going, as opposed to having to break out the controller, put my phone into it, you know, turn everything on, and it becomes like such a big ordeal that I found myself not using the drone as much, just because, you know, I didn't want to take the extra time to do all that hassle just for that little shot. So something like this is awesome. Only downside is no obstacle avoidance sensor, so you got to be aware of that. So let's go ahead and we're going to try the next smart snap. We're going to do rocket. With rocket, it should ascend straight up and then come down.
4 meters. Rocket. 3, 2, 1.
That one also worked really well. One thing I did notice, that since this drone is so light that any type of wind really does affect it, it says not to use it on a windy day, which I have to say, here it can be windy a lot, so to avoid a windy day is hard. So right now, it's not really too bad. It's not a windy day, but there every once in a while you get kind of a little bit of a stiff breeze, and it was kind of moving back and forth there trying to fight it, and it wasn't really that windy. So I'm curious to see how it's going to handle if there's some really serious wind. The next smart mode is spotlight. With spotlight, the drone will fly up, it will stay in a fixed position, but the camera will be fixed on the subject, you'll hear me, and it should, you know, kind of follow me around as I move. So let's test that one out right now.
Spotlight. 3, 2, 1.
I expected it to go higher and further away, so I think I have to go in and adjust the settings. It kind of just stayed, it launched up about, I don't know, maybe not even a foot, and stayed right there. So I had to adjust those settings to get it a little bit higher, maybe a little bit further when I wanted to do that, but it still tracked me and followed me. I would consider that another successful test. So the last mode slot here is
Direction track.
direction track. That's what it's set at, but it's considered the custom mode. So you can do direction track, you can do a helix, or you can do a boomerang in that slot. Right now it's on direction track, and this is the one I'm most excited about because I like the idea of being able to get a shot of it, you know, in front of me as I walk forward. So that's the one I'm excited about the most out of all these smart snaps, and we'll see how well it's going to work.
Close. Direction track. 3, 2, 1.
Now I'm curious to see how that one came out, because it was definitely moving backwards as I was moving forwards, but there seemed to be a whole lot of side-to-side movement. So I'm curious to see how well that video is going to come out. So like I said, that last spot is a custom mode where you can put 3 modes in there, whichever one you prefer. That would just direction track me. Now we're going to test with the other ones, but to change the mode here, you're going to need the app. So we're going to connect here. Okay, it is connected. You can see the app is up there. So go to the settings, and in the settings there is a slot for custom, and I'm going to change that to helix. Okay, and I think that should be it. Seems super easy there. Now let's test it out and see if that worked.
4 meters. Helix. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, it worked. Now we're going to test out boomerang. Okay, change the custom mode to boomerang. Let's see what this one does. That's all the smart snap modes, but you're not stuck with those. You can also control the Neo manually, and we're going to try that next. You can see here the battery is starting to get a little bit low. That is one thing about it, you know, since it is a small drone, has a small battery, you don't get a ton of battery life out of it, but I got the combo that gives you the 3 batteries, and I would highly suggest that. Just if you're gonna just get a drone in general, I find you need 3 batteries because you need a battery to kind of get up there, test out the shot you want, do some experimenting. Then you need, you know, the other 2 batteries to kind of really get the shots you like once you kind of have your plan together. So definitely you're gonna need more than 1 battery, the more the better. But I'm not going to change this out yet because I want to see what it does when it gets to critically low battery and does this auto landing. So we'll test that out. So we're going to run this one until it dies. I ran through all the smart snaps. Now I want to control it manually. So I got my phone out, and you see it's already connected. So all I have to do is click go fly, and that brings up the screen. So we have the live view screen right here, and over on the right hand side is these arrows where you can move the gimbal up or down, and there's kind of a drift to it, so it's not super precise, so be gentle here. Okay, so right now it was set on the mode boomerang because it's the last one we tested here. Hit the drop down and select manual control. Now we have the audio mic. We're going to test it out, which is something that's cool because you don't get audio with drones, but this is supposed to give you audio through your phone or through the DJI mic. We're going to test that out also. Over here you switch between taking a video or taking a photo. We want to do video, so we'll go ahead and give this a shot. Put that there. Started the recording and gonna take off. So you have this virtual joystick, which is interesting. I've never used anything like this for a drone, so we'll see how easy this is to operate. The low battery indicator just came on. We'll see what it does. So it just kind of landed where it was. It didn't have like a return the home feature or anything like that. So you got to be careful where you're watching your battery. You don't want to be over water or trees, anywhere where you're not going to be able to recover the drone. And the critical landing came up and gave you about 10 seconds to react. So you got to stay on top of it. Using the virtual joysticks on the phone was definitely a different experience. I would say it is doable if you're just trying to do some basic drone moves. You want to get your pan, you want to get your moving in and out. I think it went really well for that. But if you're trying to do really complex drone moves, it would take a little bit of getting used to. But considering it's such a small drone, you're trying to use quick and dirty, the phone actually worked pretty well. You can also connect the drone to the RC2, and I have that because my new toy now is the Air 3S with our RC2, so we're going to test that out to make sure that connects and works. And you also can use goggles, which is pretty cool. I'm also thinking about getting goggles. I think I saw that new goggles getting ready to be released by DJI probably next week or so, because I've always been curious about FPV, but I did not want to risk breaking or damaging a drone. But this is so lightweight and durable and relatively inexpensive, and I got the fly protection, so that gives me more confidence to get out there and kind of start experimenting with FPV flights. Next, we're going to test out the audio. So there's a few cool things about the audio is that drones don't have audio. An issue would be for many things is the sound of the drone itself is loud, but apparently the DJI app has a setting there where it's going to cut out the sound of the drone, so the audio is being recorded through your phone, or you can use the DJI Mic 2. So we're going to see how well that does and see what the audio sounds like. The Neo is probably about 15 feet away from me, so I can definitely hear the sound of the blades. So the audio should be coming through my phone right now, and I'm curious to see what the audio quality is going to be like. Is it really going to be able to reduce or eliminate the sound of the drone itself? I'm going to bring it a little closer here, and of course it can get louder, and we'll see how much we can really hear. Okay, so now the drone is like right on top of me, about 2 feet away and pretty loud. So we'll see how that sounds. So I've been using the Mic 2 to record the audio for my Pocket 3, and then it was just using the audio for my phone. But like I said, you can connect the Mic 2 to the phone, and it will record the audio will be used for the drone. So I'm going to switch my Mic 2 over to my iPhone, and then we will do another audio test. Got my Pocket 2 connected to my phone, and now we're going to test out the audio quality using the DJI to see if we can hear a difference. Let's go ahead and get this thing up in the air. Okay, so the drone is on. We can hear the blades here. Difference in the audio quality coming from the DJI mic opposed to the speaker and the phone. I imagine there would be. The DJI mic is pretty good. So you see here, Behind. Here, coming right back. We'll see how that sounds. So I moved the drone back out. I'm going to see here, I'm going to end the video recording, and we're going to switch to photo to see how that does. Now I'm going to try taking a photo. Let's see how it goes here. Okay, not bad. One feature I'm really curious about is the voice control, to see how well that works. So all the smart snaps and basic drone controls you can do through your voice using the app. I'm going to test that out and see how well it works. There is a pretty extensive list at voice controls, so I'm going to go in the setting here, make sure it's turned on, and we're going to run through them. Okay, move away from the truck here, we don't want to hit that. And go to voice record and say follow. Okay, and it is now turned on and it is following me. And I can see on the screen there's the box around me that has me tracked, so that works really well. And on the mobile app, it says has a stop button to stop the current task, so stop. We're gonna try circle. Circle. That worked really well. Here's the voice commands do work. Gonna try one more here, see how it does. So when it's following you, you can adjust the height, how close it is to you. So we're gonna give that a shot here. And we're gonna say, have it follow, and then tell it to go higher or lower. Follow.
Follow.
So it's following me higher. Higher.
Okay.
Higher.
Got it.
Lower.
No problem.
Lower.
Got it.
Oh, that worked really well too. So here is the RC2 controller, which is incredible. This is the first time I've ever had, a dedicated drone controller. I have the Mavic Air 2, and I've been using that for years and just using my phone, and that was okay. And then I tried this thing out, and this is so much better. I will never go back to using my phone as my main controller. But you can hook this up to the Neo. I put a fresh battery in there, my last one, so hopefully we get some halfway decent use out of it. Turn the Neo on here. And I already previously linked these, and it's not hard to do. Only takes a second, so hopefully it should pick it up automatically here. Go here to connection guide. And let's see here, hopefully there should be the, DJI Neo. Okay, turn the Neo on. And I'm going to press and hold the power button here until it beeps. Okay, pair button. It was able to control the Neo with the RC2 with no problem. I have to say it does take a little getting used to, because I don't know if it has to do with how light the drone is, and the breeze is starting to pick up a little bit more. It was a little harder to control than I was expecting, but I'm still getting used to the controller and getting used to the Neo as far as how much input to put in there, but it worked. So the one last thing I will test is the quick transfer, because a lot of times you're curious to see how your video came out. You want to get it into your phone to edit it or to put it into social media. Okay, so we got the phone connected to the Neo, the photo album. Okay, so I got the Neo connected to the phone. You can see the video that I shot. Here, we'll go to one of these shorter clips here. And I don't know how well it's going to come out on the camera here, but for the smart snaps, there's the actual indicator to know what you got. So this one is a circle. So you can check out the video there, then download it. I'm gonna do the full download. Okay, and that took, maybe 10 seconds or so to download the file to my phone. Here's a short clip of the processed video. Overall, I'm really impressed with the Neo. To learn even more about it, check out this video.